Hello everyone, welcome back to Glider Gaming. Thanks for joining us for our next installment in the Rustic Dreamland. Let's see what we've got going on here. Shinebug, kind of trapped there. Last time we researched stuff to feed shinebugs, so we should do that. Oof, out of gold, okay. Luxury slime bug food. We need to get some stuff done. We need food really badly. Like, people are starving to death. That's a problem. So, I'm a little concerned. If you see here, there's chlorine right at the level of this farm. That chlorine will stifle the growth of these plants. So, first rule of growing food is make sure your food will grow. So we're going to come over here. And we're going to expand our CO2. Oh, I don't need all that. We're going to expand our CO2 storage so that that drops down just a stitch, which will also drop down the level of the chlorine. Then, we need to grow more food, because this is just not taking care of it. So, we can use all of this annoying CO2 that nobody can breathe. Ugh, so many people are going to get hurt by breathing in there. And we are going to grow mushrooms down here. So, because what we'll do is we'll open this area up. It'll drop all the CO2 down a bit, and we can grow mushrooms. So dupes can climb up 2 tiles. So if we dig these out, a dupe can get from this tile up to here. So we're just gonna make sure they also have to have 2 tiles to walk because of their height. So yep, that works out perfectly. Not a single one of those was above 2 tiles high. We're going to have them come down here and dig all this out. And then we're going to start building some farms. And then we'll grow mushrooms. What else do we need to get going here? Food. We just got to focus on food. All this food needs to be taken care of. We also have 9 beds for 9 dupes, so we really do need to build some more beds. So, okay. I'm going to start planning out some other stuff. I'm just not going to let them do that stuff. So I'm going to deconstruct this. At one point I said I was going to extend the floor out here, but I don't think we're actually going to do that. Sorry, my OCD watchers. We're going to get a kitchen going in this general area, and I want a food storage situation with a CO2 well, because food will not go bad in CO2. And I think we just need to do that right here. Nope, that won't work. It needs to be up 1 higher so we can put a floor. So we'll build this out with regular flooring to catch the CO2. This will be a regular floor for something else. And this will be a regular wall. Then to allow the CO2 to fall, we're going to put CO2, or airflow tiles right there. Oh, if we actually want them to do... Oh, that's right. I didn't dig this out yet because I wanted them to build these insulated tiles. So that we didn't have any dangerous gases getting in here. Also, to grow mushrooms, we need to fertilize stuff with slime. So we're going to grab a storage bin. I think we'll put it right here. Because if you know, right now we're storing our slime underwater so it doesn't create polluted oxygen. We don't have the ability to do that over here. There's no... I mean, I guess I could... We'll see what happens when they dig down here, how deep this water ends up. We could put it here and then allow them to grab slime out of there, I guess. But if not, I'll put it right here and a deodorizer, so we'll create polluted oxygen and clean it, and then they'll be able to breathe just a little easier outside of base, since we don't actually have any exosuits or anything set up for them. And I'm going to cancel this. We just need to, like, reduce the number of tasks they can actually perform, so they focus on these really important food-related tasks. Okay, that's broken. So now we can put a tile right there. But we don't want to lock anyone into that, so hopefully he comes out and we can build this. So we saw that if we click on a dupe, it tells us what that dupe is doing. But clicking on a task still doesn't show us what... Oh, no! Did you see that? She got in just in time to get locked in. Jeez. But it... Anyway, what I was saying is... click on a dupe, it tells you what they're going to do. You can't click on a task and find out who's actually going to perform that task. So that's unfortunate. There we go. Okay, so that's all locked off, so they won't do that. Okay. So. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, normally I'd put the airflow tiles inside of those. But I don't want to do that right now, because if anybody's hanging out in this area, I want that CO2 to come over here and fill up this well. Hypothermia. Oh. That's really cold water from that ice biome. Shoot. Hypothermia is... It's annoying. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely not great. Okay, so as far as gassing goes, as long as the base portion is covered, I believe you're not going to have any issues with the gas. So we'll do this. And they'll be able to climb down. And we'll mop up these. And I guess we won't build all of them. Because I also want them to sweep stuff up too. So I know we need to rush this food stuff, but I don't want to lose any resources by building these tiles here. So I just want them to clean up a little bit, and then we'll just go ham on building food tiles. Okay, they got all that built, so we can now dig this out. Okay, so when all this is dug out, the CO2 layer will drop just a little bit more, and will prevent these chlorines from sitting on top of our food and stifling it. We have 0 calories. Yee. So we need to really get this figured out quick. But just mopping and mopping to drop that water layer. It's funny. Okay, so this storage bin is going to be an organic slime storage, and only slime, at its priority 7. Same with that one. And then we're going to tell these to stop storing slime, and that will all get transferred over. So, unlike the mealwood that I build 4 high so I can put art above because they are not visually appealing, mushrooms have a positive decor effect. So this area here, we can stack our food tiles a lot tighter. Whoops, and derpier. So we're going to cancel those derpy ones. We don't want all of these to be here because we do need all of our mushrooms to be sitting... Oops. All our mushrooms to be sitting in CO2. So we need airflow as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do... Eventually I'm going to come in here. I'm going to mine out a little bit of that abyssalite. But we're going to have a ladder over here allowing airflow from 2 sides so that this polluted oxygen can escape and CO2 can fall. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We'll just put a couple airflow tiles in the middle to ensure that we don't have any issues with the CO2 getting where it needs to be. So all of this is going to be mushroom. And that one's not, but these 2 are all the way over here. Okay, all this is going to be mushroom. So with these and mushroom, I think we should be able to handle a solid, like, 16 dupes. We almost have enough food to get through the day. Hopefully 1 or 2 more of those Ooh. Come on, food. Nope, pufflets. Shoot. So, should we take something here? One more dupe is one more 1,000 calories for the day. Pufflet, while I could kill it and eat it, I don't know how much meat a pufflet has as the baby version of a puff. So let's see what kind of dupes we have. Farming would be great. Strength is fine. We don't need researchers. Strength is fine. We don't really need a cook. So I guess it is Turner. Come on in. You're going to be a farmer. Ooh, this got built. So for these, you choose the type of bug you want to feed. Shine bug. And it shows you what they can eat. And I want to feed them phosphorite. If you close it and go back in, it now shows that you're actually feeding a ton of different types of bugs. They can all eat phosphorite. I'm going to set that to priority 7 and only 500 kilograms so they aren't constantly stocking it. And, okay, we've ran out of beds now. So, let's put some beds right here, I guess. I guess I won't put that one there because it does not aesthetically look nice to me. This gets us a few more dupes into the colony with bedrooms. Pardon me. Okay, so I've dug all this out. So now all of this chlorine is setting below our food. So our food won't become a problem, you know, stifling, not growing, due to gases that it doesn't like. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, I can show you here. If these are not sitting in oxygen, polluted oxygen, or carbon dioxide, they will not grow. They will still require fertilization every day, so they'll still use dupe labor, but all that work is for naught. So it's still right at that layer, though, so not amazing, because they're going to keep creating CO2, raising that up. So we definitely need to get our mushrooms going. Okay, they built some here. 21 fungal spores. That's great. We can have a ton of mushrooms up and running as soon as they build the stuff. Okay, jobs complete. Mastered. Jobs mastered. Research complete. And we just hired a dupe who has no job. So we'll come in here. This dude needs more morale. Yikes. But nobody's, you know, stress is like going through the roof, so we're doing okay. She's been an architect apprentice. She can't handle the little orange thing, can't handle the morale requirements, so we won't give her that job. And this dude's gonna be an amazing farmer. So we've got tons of farmers, which is great because we need to grow a lot of food. I'm gonna put that one briar buddy bud seed there in here because that is our darkest area. Next one will probably go right there. Okay, so we were talking a bit about a kitchen. We were talking a bit about raising our morale up for better jobs. So kitchen will allow us to do things like fry the mushrooms, which makes them just a little bit more appealing to eat, which is more morale. And that's how you're also eventually, you know, building grills is how you're going to make the better foods in general. They require power, so I'm just going to put their blueprints there. We're not going to worry too much about them. And then I want another floor right here. Somewhere in here is going to be our Great Hall. So I tend to just skip over the mess hall. +3 morale is nice, but the Great Hall requirements are pretty easy. You just need a +20 decor item, and right now all plants give over +20. So you put a plant in there, and you have a Great Hall. So why not just go right to it? So food shortage, okay, that's fine. 120 tiles. So if I want this to be the edge, then we need to find 120 tiles from there. Ooh, right there. So that's the entirety of that room. We'll come back in and put airflow stuff in here later. Once again, I want to direct the CO2 dropping over here into this well to protect it. Because the food, you know, can't spoil in CO2, as far as I know. I don't know if heat would affect that. It is a spicier part of our base, but I believe that regardless of the heat, food sitting in CO2 will not spoil. Oh, and I said I really didn't want them to do this stuff right now, and then I gave them the ability to do it by digging it out. So we'll stop that right there, because I do want to make sure we are getting these built and taken care of. So the reason we don't want to just store slime right here in general, oh, we also don't want to, oop, don't do that. We don't want to disinfect this, it's just a waste of labor. I'll explain that in a second. The reason we wouldn't normally store this right here is that if we had slime right here, conveniently located to our farm, it would create polluted oxygen. And as that polluted oxygen comes up, it would stifle our mushrooms because they can only sit in darkness and in carbon dioxide. So if you put something below that creates polluted oxygen, that's going to go up and stifle them until it gets all the way up. So by putting it in water, we create none of it. The other plan was to maybe put it right here with a deodorizer, so we'd create polluted oxygen, immediately clean it, and then just have oxygen outside of our base for our dupes to breathe, which would have been fine, but we had this water right here, so I went with that plan. Ooh, another buddy bud. So we're going to put that one right there. Ooh, 3 buddy buds. So we could put some buddy buds in people's bedrooms now. So anyway, the reason I want to disinfect this. Germs in this game are a little strange, but maybe not. So this dude's covered in germs. This thing is covered in germs. I told them not to clean this thing. So like normally you'd think germs are bad. You want to clean germs whenever possible. And that would be right. But in this game, slime lung is like pneumonia. It's an airborne disease. They can be covered in it. They can eat and cover their food in it and ingest it, and it will not harm them whatsoever. They only have slime lung problems when slime lung is in the air like this, because they'll breathe that in, and then it can get in their lungs and lower their immune system. So we would rather them not be in here breathing this, but their immune systems do have to reach 0. So if we look at this dude right here, we can see that... oh, they've changed it. You do lose immune system by being covered in it. Okay. So we probably then want to... once again, quality of life. Didn't read this update. Important things have happened. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put a sink here, and anyone coming into the base from the slime lung area is going to wash up so that they won't be covered in slime lung for a terribly long amount of time. Oh, you can't copy settings on this. Whatever. Let's mark it at 7 with direction being right. So anyone coming in the base will clean themselves up. We almost have our airway done so that, because like you just saw that that was stifled for just a fraction of a second. We want all of this to be 6. Gotta finish this up, guys. Food is important. You die without it. At the moment, we have 1 day's worth of food, so things are okay. Okay, we've been doing some work, so we've put some crud there, making the decor a little worse. And we never did finish sweeping out the bedrooms, so that decor's not great. Huh, our oxygen. I guess we have enough dupes now breathing that this oxygen system is being a little taxed. That we can't keep the bright, beautiful oxygen going. So I guess our next task will be to get that oxygen room up and running. Without oxygen, we're going to have a whole nother set of problems. Okay. So where would we put that? I kind of want to have a hatch farm up in this area. So we should probably kind of look at where we want to define the areas of our safe, cool interior base. And I do that by temperature. So I want to kind of cut over, because I have to have it too high to use this ladder. So I want to cut over and kind of keep the interior of the base on the cooler side, the yellower side, so it's easier to cool. So let's come up here. I want to eventually probably put some refrigerators in this general area and I'll kind of use this as like uncooked foods, like the sleet wheat, the pepper nuts, things you can't just put in your mouth will go here, and then I can have fridges up here that they can grab completed foods from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is kind of going to be the exterior of our base. So I kind of know where that is. So we can have a hatch farm in this general area. We could do an oxygen room right here above this thing. So we will just build a ladder, super derpy ladder as always, right here. And harvest this stuff. So this will be the floor of our oxygen room. I might just build a second layer of this because the oxygen rooms get a little hot, so I don't want that leaching in. So on the floor of my oxygen room, I need ventilation. I need pumps pumping oxygen out. So I'll do 2 like base pumps like into the base and 1 pump for some exosuits. Scalding. Why are we scalding? We're hanging out in here again, I think. Okay, anyway, what were we doing? Okay. So, then directly above those, we're going to need oxygen production. So we'll put 1 here, and we can't put 1 there. But we do want airflow tiles, so that the oxygen will settle down, and I think we want to go 1 higher up. We don't want those lower pumps grabbing the hydrogen it creates. We want the hydrogen to be able to go up and the oxygen to settle down, and the right pumps to grab those appropriate things. So the electrolyzer will go right there. Okay, ooh, omelets. A lot of omelets. This will bridge the gap until we can make our own food. So I could have some seeds, which would be nice. I could have a night owl, which would be nice, but I can have food so we don't starve to death today. That's pretty great. Make sure, okay, we're storing all edible things. We got this all dug out. Now we just need to, did we get this dug out? I think we did. So we've got, yeah, nice carbon dioxide all up in here. Probably need to level that out so that we don't have this polluted oxygen trapped right here. So food's going well. Lots of jobs mastered. So let's go into the jobs menu. We're out of gophers. We've got a lot of groundskeepers. You've done a lot of stuff. The only thing you have a skill in that won't tax you on morale is architect, so I guess you'll be our new architect. I'm not really going to be making art, but when I do make art, I want to be as close to masterwork art as possible, so I guess we'll train him in there since it's at the same level as everybody else, so that when we're ready, he'll be just a little closer, because that job takes a long time to master. This miner and architect could be a farmhand, which sounds fine. And Ari wants to be a rancher, but we don't ranch anything, and we don't have the morale to support that. I don't have a miner right now. He's not terribly strong, so I guess we'll make him a gopher up his strength. Back over here. Okay, so we can collect oxygen. We can create oxygen. Now we need to collect the hydrogen. So put another ventilation unit right here. That'll be our hydrogen collector. We need some automation, because we don't want this to run constantly and burn energy, because there won't always be hydrogen for it to collect. And then we need ceilings. You know what I didn't do? I didn't build any of this out of gold, so that's a problem. We're gonna have to come back and do that. Okay. Then we're gonna door right there and a door right here. We're gonna have to get rid of some of these plants. So this is gonna be our oxygen room. Now we're gonna cancel all the stuff we did and fix it. So ventilation, gas pump, gold. Oh, it defaulted to gold. So what it does is it defaults to whatever your highest stored metal is. So right now we have more gold than anything, so it defaulted to gold. But normally that's not the case. You want to make sure anything you're building that creates heat is built out of gold, because gold gives you a plus 50 overheat temperature. So you can survive without damage above 100 degrees Celsius, which is going to be really important. Now, I'm not using pneumatic doors like I have been because, because pneumatic doors allow airflow and these don't. We don't want any gas we create in here to get out except through pumps. This is going to pose a bit of a problem here, so I'm going to work on this too. This is kind of awkward water. I should have drained it a long time ago and I didn't, and now I've got too much stuff in the way. Oh, that's the wrong one. I wanted the pitcher pump. So what I'll probably do is I'll build this, turn this one off, and just drain this so we don't have this awkward water stopping us from utilizing all of our temperate space. Oh, I tried to stop them from building there and I didn't really think about what I told them to do. Oops. Oh well. We can stop them from doing it anywhere else though. Alright, so what do we have? We have plants in the way, so we'll deal with that. Okay, so we've got this all planned out, ready to go. I'm going to close that so that these gases don't exchange as much, because these gases get heated up and they come over here and they're hot. So this will just kind of make our base a little bit more temperate. And I don't know how long this oxygen's going to last. So I'm going to come over here real quick and make sure that we open up this oxalite so it will start creating oxygen too. Awesome, look at all that. A little sand fell down there, but that's fine. I don't care about the sand. Okay, look at that, 17,000 kilocalories. So those omelets just got us right over the hump we needed to not have to stress, especially since now we are stifling. Even though we dug all this out, the carbon dioxide is piling up, so we are stifling now. I could dig out more over here, but you know, the more I dig out... Oh, okay. So I guess when we checked last time, it must have been right after a nighttime period where we'd ran out of power. We only have one battery, so we don't store a lot of power. So the oxygen situation is not as dire as I was thinking it probably was. So that's good. And we finished all of our research. So we finished animal control. The only thing I really think I need in the near term that I don't have is probably insulated pipes, because when I start cleaning water, that water comes out hotter than it started. So I don't want that heat transferring into the base. So beyond that though, like, it doesn't really matter anymore what I do. So I guess I'll just research jetpacks just to get all of this line and some of this, and then I'll just come back and I'll start going from the bottom up, just researching everything. Because some of this, like, a lot of this I need steel to build, I need access to space, like, they're very niche, and they're more like cycle 200-300 stuff, but I can have all this research done by like cycle 70 or 80 if I just keep on top of it. So we're just going to keep telling them to research. Oh, little tiny shine nymph. Okay, got those built. Copy these settings. So we have run out of our 21 mushroom seeds. That's fine. It's always nice to have planned out more growth than you have, because as they harvest, they're going to get more seeds. As far as things go, this is probably just needs to all be floor. Except for a couple spots of airflow. That'll let us get just one more row, but hey, one more row. It's lots of food. And it's in such a space, like I told you in an earlier one, like I had a base completely just go AWOL and have to be abandoned because I broke these tiles. Because you're fertilizing with slime, I guess when you break this tile, all that slime releases all the built up bacteria and it just inundates everything. So the most important thing is I've put it in a space that I'm probably never going to need to break them. I do want to get in here, but I can do that by, you know, building a ladder straight down and going over. Like I don't have to disrupt this farm at all to get into that. Eventually I'm going to break up all this stuff and I will be building exosuits. And that will allow us to get out in these areas with temperature protection, which will be important for collecting this gold and preventing hypothermia. And, you know, oxygen just right in there, so they won't have to keep stopping what they're doing to find oxygen. But we need to fill that room, or those exosuits, with oxygen, so this room is important. Okay, they have not built beds for our dupes, so I'm going to kick that priority up now that we have food going. Kind of want to also just kick priority up on this because I really want to know what my volcano is, guys. If this is a water volcano, life will be good. Who is suffocating where and why? Okay, he seems to be trapped, not knowing where to go. So, okay, there we go. We saved him. We couldn't save Frankie, but we saved Ari. The fact that he wasn't, you know, trapped in a place where he couldn't move from was what really saved him. Someone mastered a job. That's awesome. So things are going well. We've got some blueprints made up. We've got ideas on what we're going to do. So anyway, this room is going to be the Great Hall. To be a Great Hall, you have to have a water cooler. I'm going to put it over here because I've got all my food stuff over here. So I want them to easily be able to get their food and come and sit down. So we'll put the water cooler right there. Oh, but you know what? If we build a water cooler out of granite, it'll look nicer. So you need a recreation building. The water cooler is the smallest one, so I'm going with that. You know, we could do like an espresso machine or something, but I don't have power, I don't have water, and I don't have pepper nuts to make coffee out of, so really not something we need to worry about. I don't really want to build these out of gold. So I generally do bays of like 4 or 5, and then separate it so you can have decor items so that they're always happy when they're in here. So that's 12 seats. That'll take care of everybody plus a couple. And then we need to have a decor item over 20, which can just be a flower pot with a flower in it. So this will be a successful Great Hall. Okay, we got beds now for that 10th dupe. We've still got 18,000 kilocalories, so almost 2 days worth of food. So we're not comfortable yet, but we are getting to a pretty good point. There's a little shine nymph egg. So that's awesome. This guy's a little trapped. I guess we should open this door up again just to get him out. Because we'd rather have him in the base providing decor. Because just check out that decor. That is all from him. Like maybe a little bit from some of this other stuff. But like this guy here. Like this is the normal decor in our base. This is the normal decor. This guy is just boom. Light. Dupes apparently like to have light. It's crazy. What do we have today? I don't really need hatch eggs. Eventually, you know, I want to have a hatch farm, but we have plenty of hatches. I have plenty of buddy bud to plant. So we're into these guys. I wouldn't use him for research, but higher learning means they master jobs faster, so that's fine. But ooh, look at that digging. And he won't research. I didn't want him to research anyway. We'll take that digger. So let's go into the jobs board. Make him a miner. And then 2 of our groundskeepers have mastered their trade. You'd love to be a farmer? Let's have you do it. We need the food. And we'll just make you a gopher to keep your strength going. Okay. Still making gold. That's awesome. We did it. Oh, we double did it, guys. We know what it is. It's a water geyser. Awesome. What happens here? We get 8.2 kilograms per second of very hot water. It erupts for 3 minutes. Oh my. That's a lot of water. That's good. Okay. This is great. I don't really want this water coming down here because I do want to try to keep these things alive. And having that heat down here could be a problem. So we're going to cancel all this. We're going to use this like dead, air quotations dead area here. Just because it has no growing sleet wheat and just really nothing in it to store water from this thing. We're going to use insulated tile so that we're protecting from that heat getting out to other areas. So I don't know if that sleet wheat there will survive, but we're going to try it. So I want all of this dug out, except the abyssalite. There's no need to dig. You can't dig out neutronium, folks, in case you didn't know that, but it's telling me I super can't dig out neutronium. Okay, so I don't need that one there. We're going to dig that out. Because what I'll end up doing is I'll put another tile right there so that it has to go this way. So my concerns at the moment are this water's going to come down here. It's for a while, until we get this other thing done, it's going to come down here. So we're going to make sure that they can't chill out in this waterfall of steaming hot deadly water. So let's cancel that tile there. Let's build them a new ladder right here to get in here. Oh, that's just telling me I can't research it. Okay. And then I just have to have some strange ladders here because they can only dig so high, you know. So by putting some strange ladders, they can hop from ladder to ladder and still not quite get where we need them to go. Okay, that should allow them to dig out everything I've told them to dig, except maybe these tiles right here. But that's ice. It'll melt from the heat of the water we're collecting. Really need to break those badly. Yay, he's harvesting. Good guy. So for a while, like, I'm not going to prioritize this. Like, they can do this a lot faster if they're wearing exosuits. So I think we're going to prioritize building those exosuits. So what we will need to do is build this ladder all the way up, I guess. And, ooh, I hit a button. I don't know what that button was or what it did. We're going to tell them to come over here and do this stuff. Because unfortunately, you can't put down blueprints over plants. It's, you know, what it is. Oh, never mind. I thought I could do that and then quickly finish those tiles, but whatever. They'll finish them on the other side. So you can't put blueprints over plants, so we have to dig out all these plants to finish the blueprints we've started. Why is he stifled? Body temp is fine. Air pressure's fine. It must just be the fact that it's harvest ready, which that's great. We should just be harvesting that. It's just free food that we'll use later on. So we haven't done anything else here. We kind of got distracted. But maybe this is a good point to stop this episode, and we'll come back next time to complete this room. So thanks everyone for joining me. It's been a great time here in the Rustic Dreamland. No one's gonna starve. Everyone's got a place to sleep, and we've got some great plans and an awesome water volcano, or whatever it was called, water geyser. So, that's pretty cool. These two things are gonna make our lives so much easier. So, see you guys next time.